this is my 2K Q&A, and first off I would like to thank Holly from the Hollycopter because she mentioned me in a couple videos recently and I'm pretty sure she's the reason why I have 2K right now. So thank you very much, Holly, and I love you. So on to the questions. So I would say I get my talent from both my mother and my father. My mother is very crafty and I learned a lot from her, but my dad's sister, my aunt, she also is very crafty and I learned a few things from her. I don't talk to her as often anymore, but I get it from both sides of the family. I am also self-taught on a few things. I'm a quick learner, so YouTube is my hub. I go on it and I learn things just like you guys, and I just run away with it that way. I don't remember exactly when I decided to start making crafting YouTube videos, but forever ago when I actually made a YouTube account, I made some anime music videos and videos of that type of sort. So I was pretty much watching anime music videos that I wanted to make my own for games and animes that I like and songs that I like. So that's when I started first making videos. Currently my favorite craft is crochet. It's the craft I go to immediately, but I think in general my favorite craft will always be sewing because that was something that I first learned to do besides like drawing. It was hand sewing, and I love machine sewing too, so that'll always be a favorite. I didn't start really enjoying books until like end of high school, so I do love reading books, I just don't read them as often as I should, and I can't really pick a favorite, but of course the Harry Potter series, like all 7 books are my favorite, and then including the little side books. They're just something that's what really got me into reading was Harry Potter, so they're probably my favorite. My favorite thing that I've ever made was probably my cosplays. I recently did a Lolita version of the Journey character, and then my first sewing project was a cosplay. So those are probably my favorite. I don't wear them often, but I'm pretty proud of them. I don't quite remember. I just remember I got them at Joann's for like $1 something each. I'm not really big on brands, so just whatever I see that's metal, because plastic hooks I tend to break. That's just the crochet hooks I use. Again, not huge on brands, but I usually go for Red Heart. I actually started sewing when I was younger with hand sewing, like plushies. I didn't know there were plushies back then. There was a craft magazine that my mother subscribed to, and they had a lot of felt tutorial type things, and I started with those. I still have some felt I got from way back then, and that's pretty much just how I started sewing. I gotten a sewing machine for Christmas in 2008, but I didn't use it until like a year later. So I started machine sewing in 2009, and I didn't really make much to begin with, but now I make a lot. I started making polymer clay charms in 2011. My mom actually started it and I started with her. I was honestly really shocked and really grateful. I'm actually friends with Ashley on Facebook, and she messaged me before there was like any announcement or anything, and I got accepted into the group, and it was just really like humbling and awesome, and it was very exciting, to say the least. So as I mentioned before, I started with my mom, so I pretty much just used her tools and her clay, and then when I decided to get into it more in depth, I just bought my own clay, and then I started getting tools. I think tools aren't as necessary as clay because you can pretty much sculpt anything with your hands. Tools are just a little helper. I use the regular oven we used to cook in for my clay. We don't really make a big deal about the toxicity or whatever. It's perfectly fine. So I used to use the oven at my old house, and I use the oven at this house now. DeviantArt actually really inspired me to start making clay charms. There was a lot of tutorials on there. If I can remember which ones, I will leave them in a link down below, but it was such a long time ago. I just remember seeing like ice cream tutorials and cake tutorials and that kind of stuff, and that really inspired me. Same as Oboro Charms, she really inspired me a lot. Even though hers are painted, I still really enjoyed them, and that's kind of what got me into it. And then eventually I got led into YouTube, and like Popo and people like that really inspired me to make charms. Like I said before, I'm not huge on brands, so any brand of clay I use, it's simple as that. It depends on what clay I'm using and what is suggested, but a lot of the times I cook it for longer than it needs to be because I'm a worrywart and I'm worried that it's not cooked all the way. I've never burnt any charms ever, but I don't know, I just go with the flow on it pretty much. Sure, I guess it sounds like a cute concept, so yes. So I actually found this picture somewhere on the internet, probably Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr, but sometimes I find other people's and look at it. It was probably a Lolita Tumblr. And I just got really inspired by it, and I thought it was really cute. And in the Lolita community, I've seen a lot of wigs like that. So I just decided to do my hair like that. I do like both colors. I had actually been dyeing my hair brown for years, and then I decided to go back to blonde because my natural hair color is blonde. Not this blonde, but I didn't like my whole head blonde. Like, I don't like that as much as I like that. So I like both colors together, just not all this one. And I don't know if you can tell, probably, because I have bad roots. I'm going to dye them today after this video, but that's my natural hair color. So my natural hair color is like a golden blonde. It's like a mix between the two colors. So yeah. I don't understand the question, so I'm going to interpret it my way, but I entered Sweetorials with this video right here, and I pretty much got picked because I do crochet, and Sweetorials was kind of lacking that department, and plus I do a bunch of other crafts, so yeah. So I get this question probably the most, and my favorite video game is for sure this one right here, Rule of Rose. It's rated mature, so don't check it out unless you're mature. It's a survival horror game, and it's my favoriteest game of all time. And I had made a username that I like using called Unlucky Princess, which is based on the main character, Jennifer. But when I went to go make a new YouTube account besides my Chelsea Malfoy one, that name was already taken, so my secondary username I always like picking is RagPrincessSews, which is another character in the game named Amanda, and there's an actual chapter in the game called RagPrincessSews, and each chapter has a special intro, and that intro is what I use for my video intro. So there you guys go. I will leave a link in the down bar of gameplay of that chapter so you guys can see. Yet again, it is mature, so don't watch it unless you like survival horror. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my coveted, this is my baby. I love this. So there you go. Yes, actually, and I do a few on my vlog channel, Chelsea Malfoy. I also have a blogger account where It's called An Attempt at Fashion. I'll leave the link down below, of course. And I do fashion-y type videos. I want to make my RagPrincessSews account strictly like crafts and kawaii things. So if you're interested in it, please go subscribe and follow my blogger. No one's followed me yet. Maybe one person with Google, but yes, I don't post in it as often as I should, but I am trying to. I'm thinking about doing some fashion DIY type videos through my Chelsea Malfoy and my blog. So if you're really interested in that, please check it out. Yes, I love The Hunger Games. I just saw the movie today, actually. I wanted to see it on day of release, but I wanted to go with my boyfriend and he only had today off at work. So I saw it today and it was really awesome, and I cried 3 times when they showed Rue's family and poor Peeta. Poor Peeta. Poor Peeta. But yes, it was very good. Very close to the book. There was a few things that they left out, but oh well. This is a very odd question. Why do I enjoy making videos? Because I do. I like crafting and sharing my crafts with the community and getting feedback, and I just love sharing things with people and spreading the crafty love throughout the universe. I just like it. It's called Magix Movie Edit Pro MX or something like that. It was, I think, $50, and it's really good. Best movie editor I've used. I used to use Final Cut Pro when I was in high school, but that requires a Mac, and no Mac for me. But it's a really good program, and you can do so many different things with it, and I really enjoy it. So yep, that's the program I use. I will leave links down below and etc. for that as well, so you guys can check it out. So that was all the questions for my 2K Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little more about me. And if you have any more questions, leave them down below, and maybe I'll do another Q&A in the future, the near future, maybe, I don't know. Depends how many more questions I get, I guess. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. I love you all. Bye!